Hey, are you thinking about moving to Sandbridge or wondering what it's like to live in Sandbridge? Or maybe you're interested in a short-term rental investment property. Or perhaps you're a tourist and you're just visiting Sandbridge. Either way, in this video, we're gonna cover all the topics and all the things that you're gonna wanna know about Sandbridge. And we're gonna start right now. Sandbridge is located just south of the oceanfront, probably about 30 minutes south. Sandbridge stretches for about 5 miles across that beach, and it's known for being a little quieter and more peaceful than what you'll find up at the oceanfront because it's not so congested with so many tourists in such a tight area. Virginia Beach as a whole gets about 14.1 million visitors every year, and these tourists contribute to about $2.5 billion each year. If you're into surfing, Sandbridge tends to be the most popular beach just because it's less crowded. No matter if you're living in Sandbridge or just visiting Sandbridge, you should definitely check out the Back Bay National Wildlife Refuge, which offers a lot of hiking, kayaking, bird watching, and just the stunning nature scenery. Also at Little Island Park, you're gonna find some picnic areas, a fishing pier, basketball, and tennis courts. That fishing pier is really cool. If you walk out to the end of that pier, it's an experience, especially if you go there on a day where the waves are much bigger. Sandbridge consists of approximately between 1,200 to 1,500 homes. When it comes to real estate in Sandbridge, it's very unique. When you see a 3,000 square foot house, you generally would think there's gonna be, what, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms? In many cases, a 3,000 square foot house in Sandbridge, it might actually have 10 bedrooms with 9 bathrooms. These homes are built and designed to be vacation homes. Could be a short-term rental. Oftentimes, these are secondary homes for people that live up north or in other parts of our country. You can also find some condos in Sandbridge as well, possibly in the mid 300s, mid 400s, depending on the size. But beware, the condo fees are often gonna be over $1,400 a month. The way that Sandbridge is laid out, everything is really close to the beach. And that is why the prices are generally gonna be pretty expensive to buy something in Sandbridge. It's hard to find a vacation home in Sandbridge for less than $1 million. They easily get up to 5, 6, 7 million. It just depends on the size. It depends on the location. If it's right on the beach or if it's a block away from the beach, that can make a big difference. I think what I love the most about Sandbridge real estate is how unique it is. Everything is different. It's not cookie cutter. One home does not look like the next home. Many of these homes are 3 stories. Some of them even have a rooftop deck or a little eagle's nest on the top that you can get the best view from. Unlike Virginia Beach's oceanfront, Sandbridge has a lot less commercial development, less shops, less hotels, less restaurants. This preserves a more residential vibe. Sandbridge is kind of like a little tiny beach town located inside of a big city consisting of almost 500,000 people. The vibe that I get when I'm in Sandbridge is kind of like the feeling I get when I'm in the Outer Banks. It's a little different, but that's what I would compare it to. Sandbridge is really ideal for somebody that wants a more quiet, more private beach experience. It's also perfect for families that want a vacation rental with more space and comfort instead of renting a hotel. Of course, it's perfect for outdoor adventure. As I mentioned earlier, Sandbridge will also attract a lot of investors because there are some great short-term rental opportunities. There are some potential downsides to living in Sandbridge. As I mentioned, there's less commercial development, but with that comes limited amenities. You're not gonna find a whole lot of nightlife and things to do at night in Sandbridge. You're not gonna find nearly as many restaurants and shopping centers as you would in the oceanfront or in other parts of Virginia Beach. Also, being that close to the ocean does put you at a higher risk for hurricanes. If you want to learn more about the weather in Virginia Beach, check out this video I made. Virginia Beach is full of other city attractions, and if you are in Sandbridge, it does put you about 30 or 40 minutes away from other main areas within Virginia Beach. Another downside to Sandbridge is it is primarily in a flood zone. Feel free to check out FEMA's website to learn more about that. The average elevation in Sandbridge is about 10 feet. If you are thinking about buying a home in Sandbridge, whether it's a vacation home or an investment property, you're gonna wanna factor in that flood insurance. It may cost $500, $600, $700 a year, or it could cost between $2,500 to $4,000 per year. It really just depends where it's located at within Sandbridge. If you are visiting Sandbridge or thinking about moving to Sandbridge, here are a few things that you're gonna wanna do and you're gonna wanna experience while you're here. As I mentioned earlier, surfing is very popular in Sandbridge, and they do offer surfing lessons as well. A popular time to go to Sandbridge Beach is actually after summertime, around September, October, because that's when the tourism really starts to end and becomes even more quiet and peaceful. You're also going to want to check out the Sandbridge Seaside Market. It's also a go-to spot for any beach rental type gear that you would want. And they have good breakfast sandwiches. Since we're talking about food, you're definitely going to want to check out the Sandbridge Island Restaurant and Raw Bar. I highly recommend the steamed shrimp and the crab legs. Another good spot for seafood is Simply Steamed and Margie and Ray's, which is just outside of Sandbridge, but it's close enough that we'll count it. They're known for their blue crabs, but also their she crab soup. If you don't know what she crab soup is, that's probably because you're not from around here. This is the only place you can really get she crab soup. Also check out the Baja restaurant. That's a local favorite since like the 1970s. Also a great place for she crab soup and fish tacos, and they have a really good margarita. When it comes to the beach and the best sunset spots, I'm gonna give you a few secrets that only locals really know about. Instead of going to the main public access for beach, a lot of the locals are gonna go to Rock Lane, Tuna Lane, or Sandpiper Road for a more secluded beach experience. If you happen to have a dog and you love taking your dog to the beach like me, just know there are some beach restrictions in the summertime because it gets so hot that it's not safe for the dogs. It can really hurt the pads on their feet. Just be aware of any restrictions, and they post those on signs pretty clearly. You can't miss it. You can catch a beautiful sunrise or sunset in different locations throughout Sandbridge. A popular place for a sunset is the Baja restaurant I mentioned earlier, or you can actually go to Sandbridge Bridge and check out a sunset there. Another hidden gem if you're into paddleboarding or kayaking is the Narrows. This is a quiet, scenic waterway connecting Back Bay to the ocean. If you map yourself to Lotus Garden Park, that's where you can launch from. Of course, you can go to the pier for some of the best fishing, or you can also go near the jetty at Back Bay National Wildlife Refuge. Kayak fishing is also very popular. The hot ditch in the Back Bay is best for speckled trout, is what I've heard. I think people are primarily fishing for the speckled trout in the wintertime. Also, they have some off-the-radar local events in Sandbridge too that you may not hear about up in the oceanfront. Every September, they have the Sandbridge Pig Pickin'. This is just a big annual barbecue that they do every year. Also, they have the winter surfing sessions after the nor'easters. Locals will hit the waves because they get a lot larger that time of year. You can find some 6-foot waves out there, but depending on when you go, you may only find 1 or 2 feet. Again, if you are traveling to Sandbridge, just visiting, or even if you're gonna stay a while, remember that Sandbridge has limited stores and limited access to things. So you're gonna wanna pack accordingly, or just travel up north maybe 30 minutes and you'll find all kinds of shopping in the oceanfront area. If you wanna learn more about living in the oceanfront area or visiting the oceanfront area, check out this video that I made specifically about that. If you found some value in this video, do me a favor and subscribe to this channel and tap that like button, and let me know if there's any other areas that you'd like me to cover, because I am here for you as a resource.